Hello, first graders. Today is Friday, May 8th. It is May. Yes, I'm checking to make sure for Hunter so that I'd say the right thing. Today's Friday, May 8th. This weekend, it's actually my sister's birthday, so I'm going to do a little shout out to my sister Emily. Yay. Today, Helen is our superstar, and this weekend is Mother's Day. So hopefully yesterday you worked on that little poem or letter, I guess, describing your mom. So that can be something that you give to her. Today, you will be drawing a beautiful picture of you and your mom together. Here are two examples that I have done. So follow my directions on the writing slide and you'll have a beautiful letter for mom to give her to celebrate her on Mother's Day. I will be giving the spelling test for today at 10 o'clock in the morning, so please join me for that spelling test. I know you'll do your best work if I am there to help you and support you. If you would like to just do it off of Mrs. Dunn's slide, that's 100% fine too. Today, our joke is about a nut. What do nuts say if they catch a cold? What do nuts say if they catch a cold? Cashew or cashew. Cashew is a kind of nut. All right, we are ready to start chapter number 2. If you remember, the class had decided that the story was going to be about Goonie Bird Green, and she was going to tell a story about herself. Goonie Bird adjusted the pink ballet tutu she was wearing over a pair of green stretch pants. Her t-shirt was decorated with polka dots. Her red hair was pulled into 2 pigtails and held there with big blue scrunchies. She pulled carefully on one of her pigtails, rearranging it neatly because the scrunchie was coming loose. She felt her earlobes, which were small and pink and empty. I should have worn the dangling diamond earrings that I got from the prince, she told the class. Maybe I'll wear them next week. Diamond earrings? Prince, said Miss Pigeon. Actually, the prince didn't give me the earrings. I got them at the palace, Goonie Bird explained. Why were you at the palace? Well, first I was in jail, and then... Goonie Bird interrupted herself. It's a long story. She reached down and tidied her socks. Here she is. Goonie Bird, she sure is interesting. May I come up to the front of the room to begin? She asked the teacher after she had adjusted her clothes. I like to be absolutely the center of attention. Mrs. Pigeon nodded and stepped inside so that there was room for Goonie Bird to stand in front of the class. You might as well sit down, Mrs. Pigeon, Goonie Bird said politely. Take a load off your feet. Mrs. Pigeon sat down in the chair behind her cluttered desk. She looked at the clock on the wall. We have 15 minutes, she said, before arithmetic. Arithmetic is math. Class, Goonie Bird said. You heard Mrs. Pigeon. We have just 15 minutes. There are many Goonie Bird stories I might tell you, but I have time for only one today. Who has a suggestion for a story? Ben's hand shot up. Tell about how you came from China, he said. Nicholas called. Why are you named Goonie Bird? Chelsea was wiggling in her seat. The palace, she said. Tell about jail and the palace and the diamond earrings. Other hands were waving, but Goonie Bird motioned for those children to put their hands down. She looked around the room, thinking. This is the title of the story, she said at last. How Goonie Bird got her name. Just like how the leopard got his spots, Barry Tuckerman said in a loud whisper. Barry, pay attention, please, Goonie Bird said. I like to have absolutely all eyes on me. Then, when the class was silent and all eyes, except those of Felicia Ann, who always looked at the floor, were on her, she began. How Goonie Bird got her name. Once upon a time, 8 years ago, a man and woman named Mr. and Mrs. Green, that's Green with the silent E at the end, discovered that they were expecting a baby. The man's name was Gordon Green. His wife was Barbara Green. They decided to name their baby girl with their initials, G for Gordon and B for Barbara. They thought of many different names. Gail Beth, said Mrs. Green. She liked short names. Glendon Belinda, said Mr. Green. He liked long names. They discussed and discussed. They never argued or fought, but they had many discussions. Once, in the middle of the night, Mrs. Green woke up. She had had a dream about a name. She nudged Mr. Green until he woke up a little bit. Then she said, Georgina Babette. No, he said, and went back to sleep. One night, Mr. Green woke up, nudged his wife, and told her that he had a dream. Gazpacho banana. He said, that was a nightmare you had, his wife said. He agreed. They both went back to sleep. Finally, because they could not make up their minds about a name, they decided that they would wait until the baby girl was born. Then they would look at the baby and somehow they would know that her name should be Grace Bridget or Gloria Bonnie or some other name. They waited and waited for the baby's birth. It takes many months, as you know. All right, we're going to stop right there and read the rest tomorrow. I wonder how Goonie Bird did get her name because that is a very interesting name. All right, boys and girls, have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy time with your mom. Please spoil her. Do something special to let her know how much you love her, or your grandma or your aunt or anybody that you're around that takes care of you. All right, happy Friday, boys and girls. It's the weekend after your work today. Good luck.